Good morning, social fam. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. It's starting to get light out finally, so trying to open up everything as much as I possibly can so you guys can see me. What is going on, social fam? Hope you're all having a fantastic start to your Thursday morning. I want to do a video on good communication and trust. Good communication and trust, those two things. So as my mind starts getting going here, it's like, what am I doing this video on? So good communication and trust, those are the two things. Now, before we get there, I want to give you a little insider about me and some things that you may or may not know. And more than likely, you don't know these things. So I'm an individual who's an entrepreneur, and I put in probably on average, I would say, they'll say 10 hours a day, right? 10 to 11 hours. And so this week I've been putting in about 14 hours, and I believe that in order to be successful, you need to maximize your time. So that means being as effective and efficient as you possibly can. So if you're gonna say you work 10 hours, well, working 10 hours is great and all, but you still need an hour for the gym or 2 hours for the gym. If you work in the morning, hour in the morning, work in the evening, hour in the evening. So then you're up to 12 hours, right? But then you have downtime. So you have this downtime in between driving to the gym, you have this downtime. You have this downtime. Ooh, that was a good one. You guys just dropped. So that's why I'm not holding the camera, keeping you up there. So, woo! Hope you're awake. So basically you have this downtime, right? And this downtime is basically this time where you're driving somewhere, you're going somewhere, and you have that time where you could be doing something. So people are like, oh, be safe when you're driving, you know, and you might see entrepreneurs videoing when they're driving because they're trying to maximize their time and efficiency. So that way when you're going somewhere or you're doing something, you're maximizing your time. Like people reading audible.com, you know, got audible.com on your book, if you read books on your phone. So basically Audible's on your phone, you just go ahead and listen to it, and then you drive and listen to it, or you take a shower, you listen to it. So, you know, you'll learn that if you really want to be successful, it's about delegating your time, having other people do things that are going to support the growth of the company or organization, and also making sure that you put emphasis on maximizing your time of driving to the gym or taking a shower, or whatever the case may be, because time is precious and we only have so much of it. So let's talk about good communication, and let's talk about trust. So first and foremost, good communication and trust. When it comes to a relationship, when it comes to, you know, owning and running a business, when it comes to friendship, when it comes to multiple facets of relationships, you have to make sure you have a solid foundation, bar none. Now, you know, I have a solid foundation with my team. You know, when it comes to relationships, you know, I'm single. I don't have, you know, I haven't had the best relationships in my past, but I also been growing and maturing, and I've been evolving over time. So, you know, I've been changing. So, you know, I'm putting myself out there, you know, dating here and there. I'm definitely at a place in my life where, you know, I would like to date someone, but that's nor here nor there. It's a different topic. So getting back onto the trust factor and a solid foundation and good communication and what have you is making sure that you put emphasis on having the good communication from the get-go. Now, if you have things in your past that basically maybe your family, they don't have good communication, or you've never had good communication in your past, and then you meet someone that has good communication, well, when you meet that person that has good communication, you know, you have to at least communicate the fact that you're not used to having good communication in your life, and at least set up the solid foundation to be able to potentially have good communication in the future. So it's all about saying, hey, you know, this is who I am, you know, I'm not really used to good communication, I never had it in the past, but you know, it's something that I'm open to, and then you can use that as something that basically you can build from. So you have to make sure that you're open, you're honest, and you talk about every little thing from the get-go, and make sure that you listen. You gotta listen to what the other individual says, because what happens is if you don't listen and you don't have a solid foundation and their communication's not there, as a human species, we're in our head, right? And we think too much. And I just did a video about get out your head. You know what I'm saying? Because as human beings, we overanalyze things, and sometimes when we overanalyze things to a point, it gets us to a point where we manifest something that doesn't need to be manifest. It doesn't need to be put off to this extreme situation that, oh my God, he cheated, she cheated, or she did this, or he did that, or, you know, I can't believe that. And a lot of times these foundations, excuse me, I just burped, sorry. These communications are not there in the workforce. They're not there. The solid foundation isn't there for individuals, employees to grow. So there's the he said, she said, and the drama and the problems. You know, same thing with relationships, and relationships not working out because, you know, someone might not tell someone something, then they get married, and the next thing you know, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna let my belt loose and let the fat hang out, baby. You know, or, you know, oh, now I guess they're an undercover alcoholic. That sucks. So, you know, making sure that you have a good, solid foundation, good communication, talking things through, setting the tone from the beginning. It doesn't matter who you are. You're not gonna be able to thrive with a relationship situation, with a friendship situation, or in the workforce if you don't have a solid foundation with good, basically, communication, right? And the communication is going to turn into a healthy relationship in the future. And trust, you can't have trust. You can't trust anyone if you don't have a solid foundation and you don't work from the basically beginning of having open communication and working on that open communication to build that relationship, to build that trust. So, you know, you gotta somewhat from the beginning trust someone. You know, even though you don't know them, even though you don't have the best communication with them, from the beginning, you're just kind of learning about them. You got to have that open communication from the get-go, so that way, basically, you can actually be able to build a solid foundation, have good communication, and then have the trust factor. If you don't trust someone, then it's not going to work. And, you know, another thing too is, and I'll kind of bring up is, you know, being in the now. If you guys have not read a book, it's basically The Power of Now. I would highly recommend that you read. The Power of Now is amazing. And the power of now is as such. You may have had circumstances, situations, things that happened to you in the past, and then if you bring those up to the present and to your present relationships, because, you know, you used to work with the company, you know, and the company screwed you over, right? So now you think every other company is out to screw you over. Well, that's actually not the case. The case is you have to have the good communication from the get-go with a solid foundation to be able to trust the company. And if you don't listen to what that company is saying and listen to what they said from the beginning of the actual foundation of the relationship starting, then, you know, then you're gonna have issues, because you need to make sure that you have open communication, solid foundation, and then you'll have the trust, and then things will come together. So thanks for watching this video. We're getting up to 8 minutes. I know it's kind of long. Sorry for the video dropping. I'm gonna put this onto YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. Probably put a little clip on this on Instagram first thing in the morning right now. And so look out for it. And then a friend of mine, she recommended that I put a couple different characteristics at the end, so that way individuals can view it straight in Facebook, because individuals don't like to click out and look at videos as much as in Facebook. Not unless the Facebook numbers that are like, oh, you had 500 viewers, isn't the exact same as the viewers that you see on Facebook, on YouTube. Because sometimes YouTube, you think, oh, you only got 12 viewers, but then on Facebook it says I got 112. So where do those other 200 people go? But anyways, off to the gym, 8-week challenge. Yeah, getting it done. Last night I did not work out, so I'm gonna be doubling up this morning. Those of you that are tuning in don't know about the 8-week challenge. I'm training for bodybuilding. So talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day. We out.